Hello, 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 hello. I'm trying it again, so hopefully this time it will work. I will give everybody a few minutes to get back on. I don't know what's going on, but now I'm on my phone. So it seems like when I'm on the computer, I probably don't have the settings correct to do lives, because last time I was on my computer, the video went kind of wacky. And then this time I was on my computer, it kept on pausing and it was telling me that I was having some kind of low something. But I'm back. So please tell a friend, like and share, and come on in. Let's talk about running things. The Leadership Devotional, running things, the resilient spirit of a leader. That's what we're going to talk about today. So as people get an opportunity to come on, I just want to tell you a little bit about myself. I am Teresa S. McCurry, the CIO, the Chief Inspirational Officer of Super T Inspired, and I'm also the Senior Pastor of New Beginnings Ministries. And I welcome you guys in to come in and have a conversation about leadership. I'm like, no, I don't have lipstick on my teeth, but we're going to keep on going. To have a conversation about leadership. I'm wiping it off real quick. To have a conversation about leadership. And in this conversation about leadership, today is week number 28. And in week number 28, we're talking about an action plan. How many of you have an action plan? Put action plan in the chat. How many of you have an action plan? Or some people call it a plan of action. So an action plan or a plan of action. How many of you actually have that? Because I've always heard if you don't plan to fail, you fail to plan. So you don't plan to fail, you fail to plan. So think about that. So you got to have a plan so you can succeed. So if you want to be successful, you need to have a plan. And in having a plan, you want to say, you know what? I am going to do whatever it takes to be successful at whatever it is that I am going to achieve to do. And in that, I want to come up with an action plan so that I can make sure that I'm hitting the marks that I am going after. So when having an action plan, it's important for you to write that action plan down. So today, that's our topic for week number 38, an action plan. And then having an action plan, it's like, okay, what is my plan of action? So the first thing that you have to do with an action plan is decide what it is that you want to do. Because sometimes people just drift through life. And if you're drifting through life, how do you know when you get there? How do you know when you've accomplished your dreams or your goals, or even if you're headed in the right direction? So an action plan will help you with that. The secret of business, this is one of the takeaways in the book. I said the secrets of business excellence is a clear objective. That is when your goals are clear. It is easier to implement them. So if you have crystal clear goals, it's easier to implement goals that are clear. I kind of touched base on an action plan last week when we were talking about mission, but an action plan is part of the mission, right? So your action plan is, how am I going to do this? How am I going to get the job done? And how you get the job done is first write the goals down. Write it down. Write down whatever it is that you want to achieve. And then once you write it down, y'all know my thing. I love SMART goals. So in having SMART goals, you want to have a SMART goal as it relates to the action plan that you're going after, the objective that you want to achieve. And then after you write it down, then you step back and you take baby steps. You write down what are the necessary steps that I'm going to have to take to get to that goal. What is it that I need to do to get to that goal? And then you start writing those things down at whatever it is that you need to do to get to that goal. And then after you write everything down, then you prioritize it. What's the first thing that I need to do to get to that goal? You know, I was thinking about, for me, and my husband gonna laugh, I keep on saying I want to gain a slender figure, right? But I have started exercising, but I haven't started eating right. So exercise alone is not going to help me gain this slender figure. What's going to help me gain this slender figure is exercising and eating right. And then on top of it, being consistent. So whatever the goal is, you want to write it down, and then you want to take one step at a time to achieve that goal. And then after you write down what it is that you want to do and prioritize what you want to do, then you want to schedule your tasks. Then you want to schedule, how am I going to do this? So for me, every year I write out what it is that I want to do for the year. And then after I write out what it is I want to do for the year, I back up and I say, what do I want to do in Q1? What do I want to do in Q2, Q3, and Q4? For the non-business professionals, that's quarter. The first quarter, the second quarter, third quarter, and the fourth quarter. So when you break up the year into 4 quarters, that's 3 months at a time. And then after I break up the years to the 3 months at a time, then I say, what am I going to do in Q1? And I write down goals for Q1, write down goals for Q2, Q3, and Q4, and Q4, and then back to Q1. And then after I write them down, I schedule tasks. What tasks? Hey, Mother Joanne, thanks for tuning in. What tasks do I need to do to get this job done, whatever the job is? And then after I write down the tasks, I create habits that's going to help me be on track. So in creating healthy habits could be as simple as getting 8 hours of sleep. Creating healthy habits could be as simple as the first thing that you do in the morning is drink some water, hydrate your body, get your brain going. The first thing I do is pray. After I finish praying, then the next thing I do is drink some water to help hydrate my body so I can create healthy habits. So in that, when you're thinking about what it is that you want to do, you always want to create healthy habits as it relates to your goal. So when you're working on your action plan, you have to, I believe in every fiber of my being, you have to write it down. This research has shown that if you write down your goals, you're 50% more likely, if not 75, I don't have the stats right in front of me, but it says you're 50 to 75% more likely to achieve those goals simply by writing them down. So if I take the time to write down the goals, I am more likely to achieve them. And if I write down the goals, then I'm more likely to look at them and revisit the goals. So when I write down the plan, I don't just write down the plan, put it in a drawer, and never go back and revisit it. So once I write the plan down, then I have to go back and look at the plan. And then when I go back and look at the action plan, then I take the time to prioritize what do I need to be doing at this moment? What do I need to be doing next? What do I need to be doing to help me get to where it is, to get closer to the goal? What is the goal? So you want to have the goal in front of you, but the action plan is the necessary steps that you have to take to get to the goal. So if I don't have it written down, I may go off track. And if I don't have it written down, how do I know I'm on track? You know, when you're traveling out of town, the signs say 30 miles to North Carolina. But that's good if you're going to North Carolina. If you're going to California and you're 30 miles from North Carolina, you are totally off track. So you want to have the goals written down so you can be on track to where it is that you want to go. Now, if I was 30 miles from North Carolina and I was going to North Carolina, that would be a good thing. Yay, I'm almost there. But if the sign says 30 miles to North Carolina and I'm on my way to California, I am not headed in the right direction. So writing down my goals and having an action plan helps me to stay on task so I can achieve those goals. And then I want to surround myself with people that are going to help me to be accountable to those goals, and not just be accountable to those goals, also help me achieve those goals. I want to be around people that when they hear something that may be of interest to me, they might send me an email or a text so I can look into that opportunity. So when you're writing down your action plan, it's important for you to revisit your action plan and go back in and say, okay, am I on track? Am I going in the direction that I had planned to go in? And if I'm not, then I just need to course correct. So it's never too late. I don't care how old you are. I don't care what the goal is. I don't care how off task you think you are. You can always turn around. You can always course correct, and you can always get right back on track. So with that being said, as we move forward, knowing that week number 38 is all about an action plan, and it is up to me to write down what it is that I need so I can get there. Hi, Annette. Hey, Pastor Sherry. Hey, Kanithia. Hey, Tamika, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you guys can hear me because somebody just called. So whenever anybody calls, sometimes it messes up the sound. So we're just going to recap. So we talked about writing down the goals. We talked about taking the necessary steps, step by step to get to the goals. We talked about prioritizing the goals. So once you write down your goals, say you have 10 things written down. After you write down the 10 things, you want to say, this is priority number 1. This is priority number 2. This is priority number 3. And in writing those goals down and prioritizing them, then you figure out what you need to do next. And then after that, you want to schedule your tasks. I think a vision board will be good. I have a vision board. Whoever put that in, Pastor Sherry. A vision board is really good because that's something you can have in front of you to help you think about what it is that you want to achieve. And it gives you a visualization of what that is. So I think a vision board is amazing. And then you want to create healthy habits. You want to create healthy habits to help you to stay on track. And then as you accomplish those goals, you want to check the goals off one by one. Check them off. I've achieved this. I've achieved that. So you can continue to move forward in what it is that you're trying to do. And then last but not least, you always want to reward yourself. It's nothing like working hard every single day and then circling back and giving yourself a reward for the hard work that you've done. And a reward could be as simple as going to the spa. A reward can be going out to dinner. It can be going down and watch the sunset. Whatever it is that you want to give yourself as a reward for accomplishing your goals, for accomplishing your tasks. So as you have an action plan, then you implement the action plan, because it's one thing to have an action plan. It's another thing to implement it. So you can have an action plan all day long. You can write down everything that you want to do, but never take the necessary steps to bring that to fruition, to make that goal a reality. So to make that goal a reality, you have to do what it takes so you can get the job done, so you can be accountable, you can be focused, and you can achieve all the goals that you set out to do. So hopefully you guys were inspired today. We're coming out of the book Running Things, The Resilient Spirit of a Leader. It's for ministry leaders, business leaders, and community leaders. And I thank you guys for taking time to tune in for this 15 minutes of inspiration. It's always a joy and a treat to come on and share with you guys 15 minutes of inspiration. And as I come and share a nugget every week, I would encourage you to get the book. And once you get the book, you can write in the book all of the things that you plan to do. So there's a place in there where you can write down your goals and write down what it is that the Holy Spirit is telling you while we're going through this process. And you can write your action plan right there in the book. So you write your action plan in the book and you can check it off right there in the book. So I appreciate you guys tuning in today. Hopefully you're motivated to get your action plan done. I know this is December, and come January, a lot of people say, you know what, I'm going to do a New Year's resolution, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. You don't have to wait till January. You can do it right now. You can do it today. You can start today and writing down what it is that you want to do and start creating an action plan. And once you create that action plan, you want to take the necessary steps to follow the plan that you've created. Remember, work the plan, plan the work, and work the plan. It's just that simple. Hey, Pastor Leah, thanks for tuning in. Hey, everybody, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. My time is up. I want to thank you guys for yours. Week number 38, an action plan. Again, I am Teresa S. McCurry, the CIO, Chief Inspirational Officer of Super T Inspires, and I'm also the Senior Pastor at New Beginnings Ministries. And I come on here every Thursday at 2 o'clock to give you 15 minutes of inspiration, to inspire you to be the best you that you can be, to inspire you to be a better leader, whether you're a leader in ministry, whether you're a leader in the marketplace, or whether you're a leader in an organization. I just want you to be inspired. So take care, guys. Be blessed, but most of all, be inspired. Bye-bye.